God-level duplication system. Chapter 84. Heavy blow. Awesome. This is the power of the concept. It's only the embryonic form of the saber intent, but it's already so powerful. I think Chen Anlin can instantly kill those who are at the same level as him but have yet to comprehend the concept. I want to know how terrifying a true artistic conception of creation is. I heard that during the competition in the outer sect, Lin Xuan had once revealed the half-incomplete saber intent that he had formed. I wonder if I can see it. Not necessarily. Perhaps it's just a rumor. The disciples of the inner sect were discussing animatedly. They were all shocked by Chen Anlan's strength. At the same time, many of them were looking at Lin Xuan. They were looking forward to Lin Xuan revealing his concept. Among the crowd, Chen Yu's expression also changed slightly. His eyes sparkled as he looked at Chen Anlin. He was worthy of being called the top disciple of the inner sect. He was at the Qi transformation stage peak. Chen Yuzi could also use the embryonic form of the concept. The effect of Chen Anlan's attack was much stronger than his. Chen Anlin could instantly kill him. However, he was paying more attention to Lin Xuan now. He knew that the rumor of the outer sect was true. That was because Lin Xuan had used the half-incomplete sword intent when they were fighting. Although less than 10 days have passed since then, Lin Xuan's cultivation base and strength have increased by more than 10 times. He wanted to know if Lin Xuan had made any progress in comprehending the concept. However, with Lin Xuan's current strength, the power he displayed had also increased explosively. It was a far cry from his previous strength. He also wanted to see the collision of the two great concepts. This time, could Lin Xuan continue to create a record and maintain a winning streak? On the arena. Is this the power of the concept that you used when you were at the Qi transformation stage peak? Lin Xuan murmured and raised his eyebrows. A surprised look appeared on his face. However, that was all. Immediately after, he slashed horizontally with the treasured sword in his hand. Gale. A sword beam that was surrounded by a biting cold wind flew out. It expanded rapidly and became 10 meters tall. A terrifying, sharp light was emitted from it. This was not the slightest bit inferior to the red moon blade light that was charging towards them. It was also the embryonic form of the concept, the embryonic form of sword intent. When Lin Xuan faced Chen Anlin, there was no need for him to use the artistic conception of creation. The embryonic form of the concept was more than enough. The cold blade scattered in all directions, causing the surrounding disciples to retreat once again. They looked at the two people in the arena, and their hearts were filled with shock. They did not expect that the rumors were actually true. Lin Xuan was only a new disciple, but he had actually comprehended the concept. Not to mention the artistic conception of creation, even the embryonic form of the concept had broken the inner sect's record. This was the talent of a top genius in the sect. Everyone's understanding of Lin Xuan was once again refreshed. They didn't dare treat Lin Xuan as a new disciple anymore. On the arena. On the other side, Chen Anlan's expression also sank. This was the strongest attack he had used with all his strength. He even unleashed the saber intent that he had been hiding all this time. This was the trump card that he had prepared to use to advance to the elite of the inner sect. However, he had never expected that Lin Xuan had actually comprehended the concept, just like the rumors had said. Even though it was only the embryonic form of the concept, the effect that Lin Xuan displayed was not inferior to his. This match was even more dangerous. Chen Anlin sighed in his heart. But since things had come to this point, he could only brace himself and continue fighting. After that, under the gaze of everyone present, the 10-meter-long fierce wind sword ray fiercely slashed onto the red moon blade light, which was dozens of meters long. Although the sword light seemed to be much smaller, its power was not the slightest bit inferior, and it was even a little stronger. An ear-splitting explosion rang out. The aftershock even sent many of the disciples on the scene flying. More and more disciples could only feel the vitality churning. They could not bear it any longer and spat out a mouthful of blood. When they looked at the two people in the arena, they were even more shocked. Even the aftershocks were so strong. How terrifying would the power of a direct collision be? They did not dare to imagine it. This was not something that the disciples of the inner sect could achieve. Even if they weren't as strong as the elites of the inner sect, they shouldn't be much weaker. They looked at the arena. The sword light and blade light exploded. Lin Xuan stood in his original position. He was not affected at all. On the other hand, Chen Anlin could not help but retreat repeatedly. He was almost at the edge of the arena before he could stabilize himself. Before Chen Anlin could catch his breath, he heard Lin Xuan's cold voice and the piercing sound of the air being torn apart. Chen Anlin looked over and saw Lin Xuan appear beside him. Lin Xuan slashed at him. When? Chen Anlin was shocked. He didn't feel anything. Did his movement speed a bit too terrifying? His movement technique had already completely surpassed his. He dared to believe that he had reached the level of a condensation spin stage elite from the inner sect. But at this moment, he had no time to think about it. Lin Xuan's attack struck again. Although this attack didn't have much power and didn't seem like a martial art, it was powerful and fast. However, Lin Xuan's attack was too sudden. He didn't even have time to react, let alone dodge. He could only try to block it with his saber. An ear-piercing sound was heard. Chen Anlin felt a tremendous force pouring down on him. The blade trembled violently, as if it could break at any moment. The area between his thumb and forefinger exploded in an instant, and blood flowed out. He could no longer bear it. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and once again, he could not help but retreat explosively. But he was already at the edge of the arena. He instantly fell off the arena and was defeated on the spot. Lin Xuan looked at Chen Anlin with a cold expression. He slowly put away the sword. His expression was still indifferent. It was as if nothing had happened. No one said anything after seeing this. Everyone widened their eyes and stared blankly at Lin Xuan in the arena. Their eyes were filled with shock. After a while, someone finally reacted. Everyone discussed it animatedly. Isn't this too fast? Chen Anlin lost just like that. I haven't seen it clearly. Is this the strength of a top genius of the sect? Isn't he too strong? Everyone was in an uproar, extremely shocked. When they saw that Chen Anlin had fallen into a disadvantageous position, they knew that Lin Xuan would be the winner of this match. They didn't expect that Chen Anlin would be sent flying off the stage after a loud bang. He had lost. Originally, the attack on the concept had already surpassed the Qi transformation stage and was close to the condensation spin stage of the inner sect. However, they didn't expect that Lin Xuan would be able to unleash a speed that far exceeded their previous speed. None of them could see the trajectory of Lin Xuan's movement technique. Chen Anlin was immediately knocked down from the arena by Lin Xuan. Everyone was shocked. At the last moment, Lin Xuan could still unleash an even stronger power. He quickly finished the bet. Just how much did Lin Xuan hide?